Well, good afternoon, race fans. Welcome to another edition of Davey's American Racing, coming to you live from Fallon, Nevada on a beautiful Wednesday. Got up to about 70 degrees today, so hopefully the month of April is going to finally be turned into springtime here in northern Nevada, especially right here in Fallon. Uh, was going to go fishing this morning, but I decided not to. Good thing because the winds came up pretty heavy out on the lake around here where I live. It's kind of calm, but the lake had got pretty windy, so I didn't go out and take the boat out. So I'll try tomorrow morning for the first time of the year to take the bass boat out. But again, welcome to Davey's American Racing. Give me a few minutes for some other people to come on. Okay, I got a Facebook user. Hi, Davey Munoz. Who you are, I don't know. But if you can go back on where it says I'm coming on, there should be some blue lettering that says StreamYard.com. And I've got the rest of it, but it's in blue. Click that on, and your name will come up on my comment box up here instead of Facebook user. But for now, whoever that was, let me know who it is. Greg Noel, how you doing, buddy? Got another Facebook user there. How are you feeling? I'm doing great after last week, whoever you are. Another Facebook user, Davey. Hi. Again, if you guys on these Facebook users, go back to the page where you see where I'm coming live. On there, some places should say StreamYard.com in green. Yeah, click that on, and your names will come up on my comment box back there. Other words, it's just going to come back as a Facebook user. And if some of you are hiding from your wives, your girlfriends, leave it as Facebook users. Of course, the big news last week in California, or last Friday and Saturday, and probably the week before that, a lot of the tracks there in northern, central, and southern California, they were involved too. Where majority of, I would say about 98% of them were all canceled out due to the snow up north and a lot of rain in the northern part, Central Valley, and the southern part of California. But a lot of tracks will be running this weekend. In fact, the majority of them should be running this week or within 2 weeks with their openers. And I do have quite a bit of a list here I'll be reading into in a little bit about some of the tracks that will be racing this weekend, as well as in the world of asphalt for two tracks there in California, and a little bit of coverage for northern Nevada when we're going to be getting underway here. Still a little too chilly for us to be racing around here in northern Nevada, especially at the drag strip there, Top Gun drag strip. Cold weather and asphalt do not go together, especially when the tires are spinning on the asphalt, kind of chews the asphalt up. So we still wait. We'll come up at April, I think it is, or May. First weekend in May, I believe it is, but I got it covered down here. So we'll be covering that as well. Sad news, I will not be returning to Rattlesnake Raceway as the announcer there, but that's the way things go. Josh Nolan is on here. Weren't you just on here? Oh, Greg, no, that was Greg. Josh Nolan, how you doing, buddy? Click on the comment show. It's in screen. There you go. Okay. I'll give you a couple more minutes there. I was kicking back listening to Tower Power, TOP, before we went live here. I've had those guys ever since 1970 when I discovered them. Those guys are awesome. Don't get me wrong, I love my country music. But I listen to all kinds of them, and that's one of them, Tower Power. East Bay Grease, as they say. Hey, Dan, not returning to Rattlesnake. Wow. Yeah. I'll let you know after a while, Dan, why. But hey, like I said, that's okay. I've got other tracks, and from what I understand, I'm top of the list now for announcing there at Reno Fernley Raceway. So that's okay. That's even better, I guess. Good to be back there as well. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Back to covering some of the racetracks in California and here in Nevada. Then I got a little bit of NASCAR, the World of Outlaws, Top Gun Drag Strip, and then the other four tracks we got here in northern Nevada. Our nearest one will be Lovelock. Then it'd be Battle Mountain, then Summit Raceway up in Elko, Nevada. So we'll cover those days on opening days. Again, it's too cold for them to get started. I think Elko still has a lot of snow on the ground up there. I'm not sure, but I got to check that out. Of course, I know the mountains to the east of us are covered with snow over the weekend. It's more snow than I thought they were going to get. Let's see. You do great at Reno Fernley. What's Dave gets all the overruling again? Yes. Thank you, Dan. Yep. Excited about that there at Reno Ferdley Raceway for 2024. Yeah, that's about the tracks that I'll be covering. And again, I had to have a drink during the show. Like I said earlier, I don't drink much, but every now and then I do have a beer. In fact, the six-pack that's in the refrigerator has been there for over a month, and this is only the third one out of that 6 months over a month. Mark Batista from Roseburg, Oregon. How you doing? David Galuzzo out of California. How you doing? Let's see. Josh Nolan announcement, but the Josh Nolan and Oliver S. Full Throttle Racing Show #1 on YouTube is now sponsoring the 24 J.R. Brody Rhinos from California in his race team. Hey, that's fine. Hey, Josh, I'll tell you what. Give me a call. Well, you know what? Before we get started, why don't we go? Let's call it in. You see the phone number up there? Just call it in right now. We can go live on that and talk about that until we get started. I want some more people tuning in. Hey, Brent Wilkins, how you doing, buddy? My boss out there at Lovelock Speedway. Looking for another great, exciting season there at Lovelock Speedway in Lovelock, Nevada. But Josh Nolan, go ahead and call it in. That phone number you see right there, 775-350-0117. And we'll go from there. Talk about that announcement you just put out here. I can say nobody else can. And Brent, you want to come on live for a few minutes here? Let me know, and I'll send you a request to punch it in, and we'll talk about Lovelock here and the season that's coming up for 2024. And again, after a while, if you want to call in about your track opening up or some of your racing, go ahead and call me after a while as well. Again, at 775-350-0117. I'll leave the phone number on there for quite a while. Hang on here. I got to get rid of something. No. Okay, there we go. Got my screen back. Got the other screen back. Hang on. I got to check some things out here. I want to go to here. I got 3 computers running at the same time here. But what I have been doing, oh, there it is. Okay, that's what I want to see. Dan, I see yours on here. 7 minutes, Davey. Is your show on? Yes, it is. Hang on. Hello. Hang on here. I got to turn the volume up. Okay, go ahead and try it again. There you are. How you doing, buddy? Hey, hang on. Can everybody in the comment box, can you hear my phone calls? Somebody put it up there. Yes, I can hear it. Because I'm pretty sure I haven't checked it out for quite a while. Okay, somebody's going to come on here right now. Hang on. What the heck are you doing way back there right now at this, where you at? 712, where's that at? Uh-oh, they can't hear it. They can't hear it. Hi, Pam, thank you. Oh, no, they can't hear you. I'm going to have to have you call me next week about this. For some reason, hang on here. Let me figure this out here. Maybe I got a setting here I can go to. Well, that's the first time it's ever happened to me. Here, let's turn this up. That's up. That's up. Testing 1 2 1 2. That's up. That's up. Turn everybody else up. Yeah, call me back next week, Josh. Okay, take care. Thank you. Well, I got to take care of that problem. Okay, Dan's got up here that Mason Marin, or MRA, and sorry about that, off-road motorcycles are racing at Lovelock this Sunday. Yes, they are. The Speedway is where the pits and finish is. So that's quite interesting. They're going to change everything around there. Hey, Brett, you still on there? You want to come live? I'll send you one anyhow. See if you want to come on. What have I got to do here? Invite. Okay, hang on. Uh, all right, just sent you one, Brett. Hang on there. Let me go over to this real quick here. Sorry about that, everybody. Hang on. We'll get started here in a couple seconds here. Yeah, that was it. Okay. Okay, there we go. We're back here. Yeah, thank you, Josh. I'll call next week. And thank you. Sure. Okay, Brent, I sent you a request, so just click it on, and I'll see you on my bottom screen. You won't be live yet until I bring you on. But let's go ahead and cover what's happening in California. Like I said, a lot of the racing was I forgot the word. Postponed. There we go. Or canceled due to the rain and snow all week last week. Again, I'll blame it on this for not drinking for quite a while. I don't have one more. Okay, Brent, I got one with you, buddy. All right, let's go to Verona racetrack down there. Friday, March. Their 1/8 ranked races have been canceled for Friday, March the 5th. All right, let's go back up north of Northern California, not too far from me. Marysville Raceway back into racing this Saturday night, March the 6th, with the crate sprints, IMCA Sport Mods, Hobby Stocks, and the Vintage Hardtops. I might make the trip there, either there or to another track I'm going to mention now. I'm not sure, but it'd be nice to be back at Marysville. I haven't been there for a while. All right, let's go downstate a little bit on the West Coast. Ocean Speedway in Watsonville, California on Friday, April 15th. Back to racing action with the 360 sprint cars, IMCA Mod Sport Mods, Hobby Stocks, Four Bangers, and the police and pursuit cars. What that means, all these cars are old ex-police cars. Put the roll bars in it, all the lights and sirens are still in them, so they decided to put that up as another class there at Ocean Speedway there in Watsonville, so you don't want to miss that racing action there. But I remind you, take a jacket. You never know. It can get colder. They're right on the ocean, right there in Watsonville. So, all right, let's go back up north. I should have put that second. Silver Dollar Speedway up there in Chico, California, back to racing April 5th with 3 divisions. We'll attack the famous quarter mile dirt oval with 360 sprint cars, Hobby Stocks, and the IMCA Northern Sport Mods. Again, that's this Friday up there at Silver Dollar Speedway in Chico, California. All right, let's head down south. And this is the other track I'm thinking about going to this weekend. Stockton, California, the Stockton Dirt Track, racing this weekend with their 4th annual Asparagus Cup race with Narc King of the West 410 Sprint Car Series and the Outgrove Ford 360 Car Challenge, April the 6th, this coming Saturday night. I got Marysville down there twice. How I did that, I don't know. All right, let's go down the road a little bit west of Stockton. Antioch Speedway in Antioch, California, racing this Saturday night, April the 6th, with the IMC Sport Mods, Hobby Stocks, BCRA Midgets, and the Bay City Racing Association. David, don't say that it's going to rain. What kind of a race fan are you? Just because the fairground racetrack is not racing anymore there. Be nice, buddy. All right, they'll be there with the BCRA Midgets and the Bay City Racing Association Lightning Sprints again at Antioch Speedway in Antioch, California. All right, the good track. The track I started announcing at in 2005. King Speedway in Hanford, California, April 6th and 7th. No racing, but it's Monster Truck Weekend for 2 days of Monster Trucks. Actually be back to racing on April 13th with the Peter Murphy Classic with the Narc 410 King of the West Sprint Cars and IMCA Stocks again, April 6th and 7th. this weekend with the monster trucks. You don't want to miss that. And then they return April 13th with the Peter Murphy Classic there in Hanford, California at King Speedway. All right, let's go south about an hour and a half. Bakersfield Speedway back to racing April 6th with the Pro Stocks, American Stocks, Hardtops, Mini Stocks, and NMRA 3/4 Midgets. Get at Bakersfield Speedway there in Bakersfield, California. And I reported last year they made the big announcement there at Bakersfield. It was sold, but I guess the new people were going to buy it, backed out. So it's still the same old Bakersfield Speedway, which is pretty good. All right, let's go over to Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway this weekend, April 6th, with the Speedway bikes this weekend. If you've never seen a Speedway bike race, I highly suggest it. When I was flat tracking, I always wanted to race Speedway racing, but I never did. Didn't have the money actually to build another bike when I first started racing, and especially a Speedway bike because they're completely different than a regular flat track, quarter mile, half mile motorcycles. But if you've never seen them, make it to Kevin Harvick's Raceway or Kern Raceway this weekend, April 6th. And sidecar racing. And let's see, let's start this over. Flat track and sidecar racing action and National Speedway motorcycle champion for 2023. We'll have Billy Nanero there racing. And Mad Max Rummy, the other best rider in the West. Again, that's all for that Speedway races. That'd be quite a bit of a good weekend. Go down there. Okay, I should have put this two more up top. I'm going to go back up to Northern California, more eastern than northern. Placerville Speedway back to racing action April the 13th. Okay, then Petaluma Speedway back to racing this Saturday night with weekly racing series. Hey, Brett, you need to click that invitation I sent you on Facebook there on Messenger. Go ahead and click that on. Hi, Teresa. I don't know if you heard, Teresa. I will not be back at Rattlesnake announcing there, so guys will have to make the trip to Top Gun, Track Strip, or Lovelock Speedway. All right, Ricky Lloyd call for rain in Northern California for the next 2 days, so Marysville Raceway and Chico might cancel again, but I hope not. Me too. Everybody's losing some money and some racing for the race fans. Teresa, I'll tell you why later on. If you want to message me later on, I'll tell you why. Steve Osborne, Plaza Raceway, Friday. Yes, some new owners out there. And then on Delta Speedway. Okay, let's put it this way. Plaza Raceway, Friday night on the 4th and 5th, and Delta Speedway on the 4th and 6th are racing as well. Thank you, Steve. Did I miss anybody here yet? Yeah, Steve, let's hope not. Yeah, David, I know you're just joking that a little while. All right. For the asphalt tracks in California, April 6th for the Pro Late Model Series and the 5150 Junior Late Models. In the 5150 Junior Late Models, that age group is 10 years old to 17 years old. With a lot of these young drivers moving up into NASCAR, not the complete NASCAR, but a lot of the lower classes like Jesse Love, he has moved up to ARCA, and I believe maybe next year he'll be moving up to the NASCAR ranks. And I just forgot who signed him, and I forgot to put that in there, but you're going to love the owners who signed him, and I'll have more on that as we go. Probably next week I'll have the complete story on Jesse Love. I met him when he was only like 12 years old, started racing, and you can see in that young man at Jesse Love where he was going to in racing. He loves racing. And the young sensation, that 12-year-old Vito Cancilla, winning the two classes, the Pro Late Models and then the 5150, which he came out, he's still driving, but he had his first Pro Late Model race at Madera Speedway and won it at 12 years old. Now, the rest of these guys are like 20, 23, 24, 30, 35. They're all been veteran drivers in that Pro Late Model. And there's not too much difference between the 5150 Junior Late Models and the Pro Late Model Series. I think it's the carburetors. I'm not sure, but I got to check that out. But again, Vito Cancilla is making a name for himself too. Great racing action at Madera Speedway. And in fact, the Cancilla name goes back to my flat track days back in the 70s when I was flat tracking. Kinsella Motors in San Jose was my second sponsor for flat tracking. So it was good when I was there a couple of years ago. Went back to announce a race there. Kenny Shepard invited me out there for one of the big races, $10,000 race. Saw and met Vito Kinsella and the family. So what a great family it is. At least know the Kinsella name is still in racing. That's pretty good. All right, let's go to American Speedway there in Roseville, California. Opens with their first of the year with the All-American Storage Monster Truck Bash. Monster trucks are starting to get in there all over the place. Where's the other one at? Oh, that's right up there in King Speedway. Monster Truck Bash featuring both the F4s and the Napa Ribis Super Stocks competing on Friday night. That'll be April the 16th. All right, nowhere in Nevada, no racing still. Of April and in May, we'll start a lot of the racing, like I said, at the end of the month. Weather should be a lot better for a lot of us there. Let's go to Top Gun drag strip. Oh, wrong mouse. Sorry about that. Since we're on it. All right, our opening weekend. It'll be a test and tune on Friday, May the 3rd. And we're going to have a jackpot, $50 jackpot. Tech cards and drivers are mandatory for that day from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. And then on Saturday, it'll be May 4th, our race number 1 for our ET series and our junior dragsters. And in fact, that night after the race on Saturday, we're going to have our 2023 champions. It'll be a potluck dinner after the races there underneath the scoring and announce tower there. So if you're planning on 10, it'll be potluck. So whatever you want to bring, you can bring. That'll be Saturday night there at Top Gun Track Strip. Then race number 2 will be the following day on Sunday, May 5th for our Summit ET Junior Drags and test and tune on both days as well. But again, point series number 1 and then 2 on May 4th and May 5th. All right, that covers Top Gun. Let's go to Battle Mountain Racetrack. Their opening will be May 24th and the 25th. And Lovelock Speedway. Okay, Brent is on there. That's good. Let's see. Opening weekend will be April 12th and 13th. Season opener again at Lovelock Speedway. Be good to get back there as well. Lovelock's about an hour away from me, so it's a nice little drive through the desert. And then, and then once I get back on the 80s, it's only about 15, 20 minutes away from there. Okay, Jerome Jr., sorry about that. Jesse Love is already racing NASCAR. Yeah, Xfinity, that's what I forgot to say. Yeah, he's in Xfinity race series right now. Winnemucca starts this weekend. Are you sure, Dan? Let me find out. Oh, I forgot Winnemucca. That's why I can't. Let me see. Let me finish this and I'll go to Winnemucca. All right, Summit Raceway up there in Elko, Nevada. Their 40th season opener will be April the 19th. And they'll be featuring all their local point series divisions there. All right, let me find out on that. I forgot to put them in here. Winnemucca Regional Raceway. Come on. Here we go. Okay. Winnemucca. Did I just cover Winnemucca? I thought I did. Oh, no, I went to Battle Mountain first. That's what happened. Okay, let's see. April 5th and 6th, all this weekend, featuring the IMCA karts and other class divisions as well this coming weekend. Featuring, here we go, cars, IMCA mods, sport mods, IMCA stock cars, Gen X hobby stocks, pure stocks, and the dwarf cars will be there this weekend on Friday and Saturday for Winnemucca. But I believe that covers all our local tracks here. That covers it all right there. All right, just checked in their poster and Friday and Saturday. Yeah, I just pulled them up, man. I had them up there, but for some reason I deleted it out on that computer. So we'll go from there. That's okay. Big End Top Gun will be coming very, very soon. Be nice to get that started as well. But again, if you want to check your local tracks that are coming up, just go to their website. Say, Drew, they might cancel. Supposed to snow in Winnemucca this weekend. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing too. So be tough for that track to get going on. Still kind of early for our tracks around here, believe it or not, in northern Nevada. But that's okay. We'll make it up somehow. And that'll give a chance for some of these guys to be able to get some of their cars finished up, because I know a lot of them are going to be fighting it. They might can't. Yeah, just got that one. Whoops. Uh-oh. Finished up, because I know a lot of them are going to be fighting it. They might can't. Yeah, just got that one. Whoops. Uh-oh. Finished up, because I know a lot of them are going to be fighting it. They might can't. I got feedback here, so hang on. Whoops. Uh-oh. Okay, good. There, that's gone. Well, I was going to take phone calls in, but let me see if I can get Brent in. But evidently, I don't know why I can't receive phone calls out. First time that's happened. But we're going to get Brent on here. Brent Wilkins is the. Let's see. He might have hung up. I think he hung up or is not online right now. We're going to bring him on. Dan, you want to come on real quick? And let's see what you got up there. Let me send you an invite. Or anybody else that wants to come on, let me know and I'll send you an invite. Oh, there's Dan right now. Hey, Dan. I can hear you, but I'm going to send you an invite. You're going to go on live. But since people can't hear me, I'll be right back. All right, I just sent Dan an invite. He'll click it on. And so I don't know what happened. Brent Wilkins. But that's okay. We'll get him on later, closer to opening there at Lovelock Speedway. Hey, Galen Reese, how you doing, buddy? How's the weather over there? I hope you had a nice warm day over there. I know we did here. Got into the 70s here. Uh-oh, what's this private jack? Oh, there you are. Brent, I need you to click on that message I had sent you on Facebook on the messenger part. Add to the stage. Brent, are you on?
Yes, I am.
There you are. I got Brent Wilkins again. He's the president at Lovelock Speedway. I don't know. After all these years in California, I'm used to seeing the promoter on different racetracks. And here in Nevada, they have boards on all the tracks here. So let's welcome the president of Lovelock Speedway, Brent Wilkins. How you doing, buddy?
Good, and you?
Hey, everything's looking good. Dan, hang on. Well, you know what, Dan? I'm going to put you on too at the same time. Hey, Brent Wilkins. How you doing, buddy? Brent, we both know each other, but Brent, how we looking for 2024 at Lovelock Speedway? Put you on at the same time. Brent, we both know each other, but Brent, how we looking for 2024 at Lovelock Speedway?
I can barely hear you.
Radio on or something. Dan, I'm going to bring you right back, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. Brent, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right, here we go. What's going on with Lovelock this year?
Not much. We're ready to go for next weekend. Hopefully the weather hangs on and we can get this show on the road.
Yeah, like I said earlier, it was a great day today, 70 degrees. So, but around here in northern Nevada, even during the summertime, we never know what's next weather's going to be like the next day around here. That's for sure.
Exactly. It changes day by day.
Like a good race back there. They're setting up for the track and in the pits.
Yep.
Tell everybody what's happening out there.
Well, we're going to have 12 races this year. Friday, Saturday nights. All the classes, IMCA modified, sport mods, stock cars, Susanville street stock / rattlesnake hobby stocks, um, bootleggers, Gen X's. We have the sprint cars coming once this year. The night the sprint cars are there, we're going to do single car qualifying for them.
Oh, that'd be good.
Something different.
Yeah.
Then we have our big show for Frontier Days in the first weekend in August.
That's always my favorite weekend there for the Frontier Days.
It always turns out really well.
Yeah.
And as usual, we'll see how it goes, and we'll go from there. We'll see what we can come up with new every time, and try to raise the car count a little bit this year would be nice.
Yeah, that'd be definitely nice.
But you know what? I can only give them a place to race. I can't make them come.
Well, as the tracks were last year, and some of the guys that did come back, and I'm sure the word is out, they had a good racetrack, good racing services, some good racing there last year. So I'm sure we're going to get some more cars this year.
Well, I hope so. We try really hard to give them a good show, give them a good place to race, and get them out of there at a decent time.
Yeah. Well, you've been doing that pretty good last year, getting out a decent time, because the weekends I did stay there, I got home pretty early sometimes, but the majority of the time we spent the night there on Friday night.
Right.
But you did get it done in a good time, which is a good thing for a lot of the race fans. A lot of these fans around here don't like going home at 2:00 in the morning.
No, and I think the latest we had a race was probably 10:30.
Yeah, I think so.
So it didn't work out too bad.
You want to say hi to Galen Reese? He's on here.
Hi, Galen.
Oh, Galen, he won't hold back on anything to say. That's for sure.
Oh, no, definitely not.
Now it looks like we're going to have a good year out there. And like I said, I think our car count is going to go back up thanks to you and the crew that you brought in to reopen Lovelock Speedway.
Yeah, it's been a challenge, let me tell you. Yeah. All last year we chased our tail, but I think we got most of it fixed and ready to go, and we should be in a good place this year.
Yeah. Our banquet that you put on last year, it turned out really good. More people than I thought showed up, and I thought was going to show up.
Yeah, way more than I was told showed up, let me tell you.
Well, it cost me an extra $100 that I gave away that night. It was worth it.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's all good.
I'll trade you places next year. You can pay for the banquet, and I'll pay.
I better have a raise then.
Yeah, you're definitely going to need one of those.
I've run racetracks and I've run banquets a lot bigger than yours, and yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah, but you know what? I expect that the drivers should get something for supporting me all year long, and I tried to give them the best I could, and I did the best I could. And
you did an excellent job for the first time in a long time. You did a great job.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I had to do that.
Yeah. And they respected every word you said out there during the drivers' meeting or through the race night.
Well, you know what? I'm going to be fair with everyone. It doesn't matter if you're my son. I'll black flag you as fast as I'll black flag anybody else.
Exactly.
You know what? So everybody gets treated exactly the same, and I can guarantee them that.
Yeah, back there when I ran some tracks, or as a track, what do you call it, steward or whatever, running the whole races and everything.
Yeah.
I could just come up with me, here's $20 if you just let me hit somebody and don't say a word about it. I got to come back to it. Nope, I don't care how close of a friend you are.
That's it.
If you do that, you will be black flagged and probably more than likely suspended.
Well, that's it. I mean, I try to treat everybody fairly.
Yep.
You know, like I said, I'll treat somebody I don't know the same way I'll treat my son. And I'm harder on my son than I am on anybody else, I guarantee you.
So he's just doing the IMCA stock car this year?
Yeah, that's all he's doing this year. He's going to race the tour mostly and do whatever places he can do, with the time that he can because of his job.
Yeah. Jobs come first.
That's it. So he plans on making.
He got back in the car racing.
Say that again.
he's doing really good since he jumped back in. Was it about 3-4 years ago he jumped back in?
Yeah, he was out for 5 years,
Yeah.
and then he got back into it. What, 2 years, 3 years ago?
Yeah, somewhere around there. I noticed when I first got here, I could see the talent in that young kid back in the days. What, 8, 9 years, 9 years ago? Yeah,
Yeah, he can drive, definitely.
he sure can. He's gonna. Well, I say this about a lot of drivers. It depends how their management or how they're trained in racing moves them up. Without it, they're going to stick around that one division all year or whatever.
Right.
And some guys they'll do that.
Exactly.
But I say him moving up in the ranks later on too, maybe another 3-4 years down the road.
Yeah, it's hard to get anywhere when you live in the middle of nowhere.
That's for sure. The only people that see these stats are the people that like the websites do for God, I can't remember the name of it. My Race Pass, they get all the information there if people want to see it or something
Right.
like that.
Right.
A lot of big teams, they don't go to the small tracks; they go to the bigger ones, especially in California.
Well, exactly, and I don't blame them. That's where it's at.
Yeah.
But we still have a show to put on. We still have fans, and we still have drivers, and drivers have lots of fans.
Exactly. I'm working on a professional video camera, so we can go live sometimes there.
That'll be nice.
Yeah, so we can video the whole thing there live, and I'll have to do a lot of changing on the announcing here. I have more to talk about.
Right. Well, that's it. Everything's got to move forward.
Oh yeah, it's 2023.
But then we have the tour coming in August also, and the tour it's a really good deal for the drivers. It costs the drivers $25 to get in, a one-time cost.
Yeah, well, that's even better.
We're racing at 7 tracks. The first race will be in Susanville at the end of April, and then it goes. I'm not sure what order it is because I'm not looking at the schedule, but we will race Susanville, Tonopah, Nevada, Winnemucca, Lovelock, Battle Mountain, Elko, and then the final race will be in Fallon at Rattlesnake Raceway.
That'd be cool.
And it'll be. It's only 3. It's only 3.
I'll show up.
Say what?
If you need an announcer, let me know and I'll show up.
Okay. Well, it'll be on our the tour nights are the same nights as race nights, so it'll be during Frontier Days in Lovelock.
Then I won't show up.
There's only three classes in that tour. It's all IMCA modified, sport mod, and stock cars. And if they show up at all 7 races, it's a combined points race deal. The one at each class, the top points of each class wins $3,000 a piece.
Wow. That's unheard of, especially here in Nevada.
Yeah. And I mean, all you got to do is race 7 times at 7 tracks.
That's it.
And pay $25 for $3,000 ain't a bad deal.
Yeah, you can't beat that for $25 and $3,000 at the end.
No, and it's sponsored by every track.
Yeah.
Every track puts in money. Every Napa store at every town at every track has also put in money.
Well, that's why for Napa Auto Parts to do that.
Right, and that's why it's called the Napa Know How to Get Her Done Tour.
I like that, get her done.
So that's what we got going on for this year.
That sounds good. Hey, we'll have you back on before the season starts, and we'll get going from there.
All righty, sir. Have a good night.
All right, Brent. Take care, and thanks a lot.
Yep. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, take care. Hey, Dan McGee, pitch that click under, or do I have to send you another one? While we're waiting for that, let's see. Ricky Lloyd, we hear you. We hear him. Oh, you did that time? Uh-oh. AJ Kids, how you doing? Hey, Stud, thanks for the show. You're welcome, AJ. Hope to get to see you guys this year, especially at the track. Chris Cleveland, Mambo Pombo, how you doing, buddy? Where you shooting at this year? And what racetracks there, Chris? Galen Reese, wish you were doing our car show. Galen, I wish I was too, but booked for 3 days that week, and I believe it's Top Gun drag strip that same day as your car show for the weekend there. I'm gonna miss it. Gonna miss all you guys there at the car show because it's one of the better car shows there in Northern Nevada. If you guys never been to the car show there in Lovelock that Galen and his group puts on, Galen, put the dates up there. Now I'll say that in a little bit, but we got drivers from Washington, Utah, Idaho, drivers are bringing their car shows in for this Lovelock car show they have every year there. And it's a great car show, and everybody loves it. They love what they do there with Galen and his gang down there, putting on a great show. And I got to mention that the trophies, they're not small trophies. They're big trophies. And I mean big. I think the biggest one is 6 foot tall, I believe it is. Galen will let me know again. But Galen put the dates up there. All right, Chris Cleveland, you'll be at Marysville. Hey, guess what, Chris? I may be there Saturday night at Marysville Raceway. Been wanting to go back out there. I haven't seen it for a while, so it'd be good to get back out there, see everybody, including you. So, Ricky Lloyd, we hear him. Was that when Dan McGee was on? Did you hear him? Let me know if that was the part. That way I know my phone is working. And after we get with Dan McGee, if you want to call in, we can take some phone calls, talk about your racing, your racetrack, or your mother-in-law or ex-mother-in-law. I don't care. You can tell the beer's affecting me a little. I don't drink that much, but this one beer is getting me a little bit high. And like I said earlier, the 6-pack this came from has been in the refrigerator for about a month and a half, and that's only the third one out of it. Oh, Ricky. Okay, yes, it was Dan McGee. Talking about Dan McGee, we're going to bring him on live. It says, add the stage show. There is my man, Dan McGee. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing okay. Good to see you on the air again.
Same here, but for some reason, I'm not getting you here. So, but I'm getting you on the computer. I don't know why.
It's one of those electronic gremlins. It was nice to
I don't know what happened. It took me a long time even to get this headset back into my box over here to be able to hear and broadcast from it again. There were a couple times during the beginning of the year there, I couldn't broadcast with it, so I had to use my backup Samsung here, which is not a cheap microphone itself, so none of these guys are cheap. How's your new year going so far?
So far, so good. You know, I'm building up. I got to freeze last Sunday out at Fernley with a motocross race, and then it looks like I'm going to spend, let's see, next Sunday I'll be at the Lovelock Speedway with Moran. That's they did that last year, worked out really well, and then the following Saturday night I'll be back at Lovelock for their first weekend when they open. So racing's going, you know, it's getting more and more.
Yeah, it's getting closer and closer, that's for sure. I just hope that problem I'm having with my throat doesn't affect my voice with talking for quite a while. But we'll still see about that. I got an appointment coming up to go see what's going on. I have to go see a speech therapist now. They didn't find anything in my throat, my stomach, or my intestine areas that's causing what I'm having to do with not being able to swallow food or some drinks. I'll choke on them too as well. But they think it might be the muscles over here. I'm overusing my muscles over here. I guess they think I talk too much.
And they know they're talking to an announcer, right?
I told them that, and they started laughing.
Yeah, I know. You got one guy I know from Sheep Dip is JJ, and he's on one of the country things, and boy, he's been having a voice problem the last few days. But
maybe it's just because I'm getting older.
Yep. Yep, I understand. Well, you know, oval track season starting. I'm waiting for Dave to figure out because he's working to get that oval at Reno Fernley Raceway going again. And when I did the article on him, he's hoping for about 3. He's got to watch the schedule, of course.
But yeah, he's got to watch all the other schedule. I had him on the show last week. We did a lot of talking about Raceway.
That was very good, but he's now the general manager, and he's organizing teams. There's going to be one doing the oval. He's hoping to get the motocross track going again. And then, of course, they've got off-road. And at the oval, there's a woman that moved up from California that has a dozen quarter midgets. So they're going to have a small oval inside the big one. And quarter midgets are really taking off across the country. So
Yeah,
that's
and
going to be,
it's no USAC, I believe it is too.
yeah. So, and who knows, maybe we'll have sprint cars again.
Now, are those the 3/8 midgets?
I think they're called quarter midgets. I'm not
Quarter midgets, then, yeah.
entirely
Okay,
certain.
the quarter, then there's 3/8 micro midgets, and then into the full midget division.
Well, it would be really nice to see. I always like those visits with BCRA because my hero was Floyd Elvis. He was, he's so much older than the other drivers, and they think,
And you know what? He's still winning. But last time I seen him, he was still winning.
oh, I know. And all these young drivers, I'm going to get this guy, and they're eating his dust.
I think he's 80 something and still racing.
Yeah, he's older than I am. So he
and
was
you're
older.
what, 65?
Yeah, right. But
No, he's known in BCRA for many, many years, and I believe he is a inductee for BCRA.
I wouldn't doubt that at all. Who's the? Oh, I just went blank on his name. The guy that was the head of the Alabama gang. He's like 90, and he's still racing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, last time I saw him when I got here the first year, we were there at Fernley 95. NARC showed up with about 8 cars. I didn't think we were even get that many, but about 8 cars showed up.
Yeah. Well, I've seen a lot. So hopefully, Dave, he wants to get this thing going. Plus, he's going to put, like you said, sand drags, and then the big deal is to redo that road course.
Yeah, I got a friend of mine in Madeira that has a truck and tractor pull company. They go all over the place with. They've been out here twice now every year here in Nevada. They want another place there, and they got a hold of me. I'm going to try to bring them in. I got my paperwork, my nonprofit license sent into the state of Nevada, and then I get my city license, and then the county license, and I'll be all set to go. And I'm going to talk to Dave about it and bring them in because everybody misses it here in Fallon. So I'd love to have it over there at Reno Fernley Raceway.
Well, I know there's one down like in Gardnerville once a year that they have it. I think it's
Gardnerville and Elko and Yerington.
I'm actually surprised they don't have it in Fallon because they've got that big.
Well, that's the one they had when they had the God, what was the weekend? I can't remember that weekend they had the weekend they had all the special races.
Oh, Octane Fest.
Octane Fest, yeah. They had that with the truck and tractor pulls here, but it's expensive to bring them in.
Yeah, well, that's like I remember. I always liked it when they would have the monster trucks because Ranger Joe Cipher, who I knew would be there.
Yeah, they're not cheap to bring in too. Even 4 trucks being here costs quite a bit of money. So first of all, I'm going to start by promoting with the truck and tractor pools. So everybody knows that.
And the thing I like about Brett, and actually most of the time they do it up in Susanville, and that is the one thing I found when you start, you want the show to be over between 9:30 and 10 because at 10 o'clock, the families are leaving. Where I am in the infield, I'm watching the stands.
It's possible, especially around here. I remember when I was at Baylands Raceway, I was part of the Chief Steward one Friday night, then working different stuff during the sprint car shows on Saturday. But on Friday nights, sometimes we'd have 6 divisions out there, over 200 race cars, and I had them done by 10:30, 11 o'clock, starting at 6 o'clock.
Yep. That's actually a little bit late, but still, if you go a little further, and then the kids can see their heroes race.
Yeah.
When they go to like midnight or 1, they miss all that.
Yeah, in the grandstands, there's maybe 4 or 5 people in the grandstands, the diehard fans.
Well, I remember a certain late model race in Fallon, and when that got over, I think there was one more class to go. I've never seen anything like it. You're announcing literally to empty stands.
An empty stand, but I was live. That's why I was announcing it.
that was pretty funny to watch.
Yeah, it was. It's hard to get excited when there's nobody in the grandstands. Let me tell you, there's quite a few people, tuning in live. So I kept it going.
Yeah, what little I could hear, you were doing a good job, but I've never seen anything like that before.
Yeah, for some of the people that are on here, I got a lot of them from California, Dan. Tell them who you are and what you do.
Do what?
I got a lot of people here from California, have never seen you before. Tell them
Oh,
what you do here in
okay.
Nevada.
What it is, I am really the only guy who covers all sorts of motorsports. I tell everybody if it's got a motor and goes fast, and car meets. And we have had an explosion of cars and coffee groups in this area. And they're not restricted in years like Hot August Nights. They do everything. So I started a website, and it's all one word, no spaces. It's NV Racing News. You can either put a .com behind it, or you can find me on Facebook. And so I am always at one or the other. It's a little hard right now to do the cars and coffee because like Sunday I'll be out there. Now next Saturday I might be able to get to one of them. But I always give them publicity and what's going on. And they're all over the place. So I'm keeping track. So I usually do at least 2 articles a week, and I'm one busy guy. Let me tell you, in fact, when we get done here, I'm going to have dinner and do my preview article that comes out every Thursday. And there are a bunch of things, including, you're going to love this, Davey, out at a place called Chickadee on Sunday. I can't be there. They're going to have, it's a kind of a mud bog thing where people go tearing into this area. And you ought to see it. You don't stand too close to it, let me tell you, or you're going
to get dirty.
Yeah.
Who's putting that
on? Do what?
Who's putting that on?
There's this group that does it's very loose and everything, but there's this group that puts on this mud bog, and they found out it's north of Reno off, I think, Lemon Drive. There's a place called Chickadee, and it's this whole great big. It's full of water right now, and it's going to be.
I was there a couple of years ago. Went out there to go check it out because the following month I was supposed to DJ it or be the announcer for one of those, but that got canceled out as well. The water went dry.
Yeah, well, this one.
There's a lot of people that show up to it. People just want to see these cars in the mud.
Oh, I know.
High-powered trucks for this too.
I know, and they'll have a couple hundred people out there at least, and everybody takes their turn, and and then of course the thing is when you drive into town and your whole car is covered with mud, and you just got your windshields are kind of clear. That's kind of a big prestige thing.
Flood out there, and it got pretty muddy just driving around there.
Oh yeah.
I got a hold of Brian. I think it's Brian that puts these on here. Emailed him, let him know I'm available if he wants anything. Goes, no, every one I had this year is canceled.
Okay. Well, I just got the notice today going through the internet that they're going to have it Sunday, and they're going to get a little extra help with the rain. It's actually was raining here by the airport in Reno just a little while ago. So they're going to have even more rain out there, and those guys will be in heaven. Let me tell you.
It's 70 degrees here in Fallon.
It's what?
70 degrees.
Yeah, well, it was 60 degrees. I went out and had to do something, and I got rained on the whole time. So
that's because you live in Reno.
Yeah, you keep your shorts and flip-flops and your parka and Sorels handy at all times.
I'm in shorts for the first time this year.
Actually, yesterday I went out for my walk, and that's the first time I've had shorts on. I did it today, and but when I do a couple things, there's a couple business things I got to be in long pants. But other than that, I'll start wearing shorts more and more. And then when it's hot, a lot of times at the racetrack, I just wear shorts. It's just too hot.
Yeah.
But right now, like last week.
Ray Enter, how you doing, buddy? It's good to hear you on here. Ray, one of our local drivers here at Rattlesnake Raceway in Lovelock, when they show up there too. How you doing, buddy? Are you all set to go? Let me know on the comment section. I'm sorry, Dan. I wanted to get that in.
No, that's okay. That's okay. I'm glad. I'm certain a whole lot of people are putting in a lot of hours right now.
Oh, yeah, getting those cars ready.
To get ready because, when Winnemucca starts Friday and Saturday, I'm just hoping that the rain is nice to them out there. And Oh, and Diamond Mountain up in Susanville, because they got rained out the day before Easter, they're having an extra test and tune on Sunday.
On Sunday, yeah, I forgot about
Yep.
that too.
Yep, and so they're adding, and then and I think Joe Blackwell is running the one in Quincy, and Jeff is running the one in Susanville. So they're
Repeat that again.
huh?
Repeat that.
As I understand it, Joe Blackwell has taken over Quincy, and it's
Okay.
now,
I was wondering about that. Okay.
yeah, it's now Quincy Raceway, and I've got they put out a little poster graphic for their schedule, and then Jeff is running Susanville, and they're getting going. They usually have a race Saturday before the Saturday. It's Easter weekend, but it's a Saturday, and they had to cancel it. And the most fun part of that is when they unleash the kids on the infield for the Easter egg hunt. They divide them up by ages. That is a scream to watch, but it was.
Well, the first year up there at Diamond Mountain, we had them on the side. There's a little grass area of the grandstands there. That's where we had the first one. Then the following year, they put them on the racetrack.
Yeah, they've got so much more room and everything. It's an absolute hoot to watch.
I think it was Rattlesnake. I think I had about $200 in quarters. It's either Rattlesnake or Diamond Mountain. I just spread $200 worth of quarters out on the track.
Okay. Well, I remember RD's son, when his daughter was small, I said, get one of the gold ones, because there was $1 bill in those. So she went and grabbed one, and so she got $1. I'm certain that was a big deal for her.
Yeah, in those quarters, I had to let the 5-year-olds on down, let them go first, or 7 years old.
Yep.
The smaller kids go first.
I know well, they had one Saturday night out at Fernley, but it was fairly muddy out there, but still the kids don't mind.
Yeah, I was going to go out there because they had this, what do you call those tires and cars that go sideways?
Drifting.
Drifting out there at Fernley. I was going to go out there, and then I was going to stop at the motocross track there too. But I got on the couch, and that's where I stayed on Sunday, watching movies all day long. No NASCAR, no nothing, just movies.
And Dave was talking to the guy. It's called Club Rowdy, ROWDY, and he's going to have several drifting events there.
Yeah, he just put the schedule up today for it.
Yep, and the nice thing is that if you want to ride along, it costs you like $10. And they'll take you on the ride.
That's pretty cool.
And the drivers are getting money for taking people on the rides. And if you've never seen drifting, it's I would love to have the tire franchise. And you know that
how many tires they go through on a day, especially the right rear, both left rear and the right rear. Yeah.
Well, one time they had a team come up from Vegas, and he had another team come in from Salt Lake City. And you know, the thing is, what most people don't realize, it started in Japan, and then Irwindale Speedway picked it up in Los Angeles, and it just exploded after that.
That's why all those little the Toyotas, the Nissans, the four-cylinder cars, that's all that gets started again from Japan.
Yeah, I know. It's and some of those guys put a lot of money into their cars.
Some of those guys have got over $150,000 or more in those big pro cars.
Well, there's actually a series, and I kind of lost track of it, that I think goes across the country, and they go to these places and have these big drifting. And sometimes, let's see, how it works is you're on one side of the car, there's two cars, and they drift around the course, and then they switch sides, and then they drift again around it. So it's really something to watch. And Dave was real impressed when I interviewed him on how they cleaned up the whole area before they left. So he's really liking them. And then when Dan gets the road course repaved, it's going to be much better pavement, and so it'll probably increase.
Yeah, well, he's got some other backers going to help him out with the paving and everything, because it's not going to be cheap to repave the road course and the drag strip.
He told me it's like $5 million.
Yeah, that's why I was estimating $5 to $6 million.
Yeah, and then they'll have 1/8. And the nice thing is, Dave, has talked to John over at Top Gun So they're kind of gonna work together.
Yeah, they're going to work
Which is
together.
which,
I remember at some of the monthly meetings we have with John at Top Gun Drag Strip. I told him what's happening. They got a new owner out there, a new manager out there. And I
yeah.
told him what food it was, and he was appreciating. And then he emails me last week. John did. Says I've been talking to Dave for quite a while about it. I just couldn't say nothing.
Well, that's okay because Dave's a veteran drag racer, and he holds a national record in sand drags.
Yeah. He's a good motorcycle drag racer, that's for sure. He's been all over.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's the only one that had a drag racing motorcycle with a beer holder on one side. It didn't have any beer when he was on the track, of course. But
did you hear the story when I went out there to talk to somebody out there, either Dan or Dave?
oh yeah. When you found out the gate was locked.
Yeah, the gate was locked. I didn't know what I was going to do because Dan was in Mexico, and I called him back. Says nobody else has a key. Then he says, "Well, there is a back door for you to get out." Then he told me where it was, and I go, "Oh, thank God."
Well, I had the same problem, but Dave was there, so I had a cell
good.
phone. So I called him. He had to come unlock the gate for me to get out. But yeah, it's that's going to be another one. So we get another track here in our region, and then Gina is trying. They're trying to get Hawthorne going again.
Well, they're trying from June. I know the what is that weekend? Armed Forces Day. The city wants them to have a race that weekend. There's no ifs and doubts about it. They want to race that weekend.
Good. Because then they'll have the city, and then when everybody does the schedules, that's one of the ones I also told Dave, that there's certain ones he's got to look at. And I forgot to mention, but I'm certain he knows now, Lovelock Frontier Days, which is, and for the people that never been there, Lovelock Frontier Days are great.
I had Brent on. I told him that's my favorite weekend there, Frontier Days.
Well, actually, you go early because at the courthouse, they have this big festival and you can get like barbecue and stuff like that before you head for the racetrack.
Yeah.
Well, I always go early. I just wish the woman that had the massage business would come back because I would do a back and shoulder massage.
You're spoiled from that woman. I know that. That's for sure.
That
I would go there and get the breakfast, and then I'd have to leave. I can't stay as late as you can there at the park there to get that dinner.
Yeah, well, well, I've only been able to do that once, but they've got other stuff you can get, and then I head for the track, and then and it's nice. Well, that's like I tell everybody about Moran. The nice thing about this race, it's paved all the way to the track.
Yeah.
And so I was there last year and I'm looking forward to it. And so I'll probably get up early on Sunday, grab a couple things, head out there, and then I'll be there till it's usually about 1 or 2. And I like to get like the fast guys. And of course the women, I always try and get them in and the amateurs and whatever. And then I head back. And the nice thing is the gas prices in Fernley. Oh, I was saving like 50 cents a gallon when I came out of the motocross and getting gas in Fernley.
50 cents a gallon?
Yep.
In Fernley?
Yep. Compared to
I just went through there Monday, and it's over $4.
Okay, well, Sunday it was $3.89.
Yeah.
And here in Reno, it was $4.49. So I'm saving, like I was saving 50 cents a gallon then.
Oh, you were saving. Okay, I thought you said 50 cents a gallon.
No, I wish it was. No,
that's almost when I started driving. It was down like 30 cents a gallon when I started driving.
Well, I can remember when I was going to school in Santa Barbara and the gas went up over 30 cents a gallon. And I was thinking, I wonder if I'll ever see it below that again. I never have.
But it 30 cents, oh man, gas is expensive now, man. I don't know. Hey, Sherry, how you doing? Good to have you on here. Yeah. You're late, but that's okay because we're about ready to go off the air. But I'm glad you're on here, Sherry.
Yeah, better late than never.
Later on the night, see how you're doing again. Dan, it's been good having you on here. I wanted to keep it short today because I didn't have much of a report going on.
That's okay.
We can hopefully in California get the race this weekend. So we'll have more to cover next weekend. But we'll have you back on. I'm sure you'll have a lot to talk about like you always do.
Yep. All right. You take care, Davey, and I will talk to you later.
All right, Dan, we'll see you down the road here.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. It's that time. Usually we go an hour and a half on here because I've got other tracks that I would be covering on their main event finishes, but we didn't have any races in California to report on, so we'll do that next week, and hopefully the rain or the snow stays away in California again by the end of the month. And in May, the tracks here in Northern Nevada will be underway for their racing season for 2024 again. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and as always, I gotta have one more. Wait a minute. This is to everybody. For a guy that doesn't drink, that sure does taste good, I should say. Of course, Coors Light was my sponsor, my main sponsor when I was flat track racing back in the 70s in California and part of the Western states as well. But again, thanks for tuning in. And if I missed anybody on the board here, I apologize, but I think I got everybody that tuned in that's putting comments in. But I know a lot more people are listening. They just don't put their names in the comment box. But again, I want to thank everybody. And as usual, God bless. And we'll see you sometime down the road at a racetrack or wherever you're going. Be safe this weekend if you are on your way to a racetrack there. And take care. All right, take care. We'll see you next Wednesday right here on Davey's American Racing.